Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of State of Survival with Sticky Fang Gaming. And today's video is the celebration of reaching 500 consecutive days of logging in State of Survival. And yeah, I'm pretty happy that I made it. There were some points playing this game where you just didn't feel like logging in, or I just had some things going on and I didn't think I was going to make it, but I made it 500 days consecutively of logging in and playing this game. And even if I wasn't very active or whatever, I would always make sure that I was able to log in. And that takes some dedication. So over this year and about 4 or 5 months of playing this game, I've made a lot of friends, made a couple enemies, and overall, I've had fun. And that's the most important thing when it comes to a mobile game. I've been able to help you guys with some videos, and I've been able to just BS and make a little bit of a change, I would say. And it's been a wild ride. And I just want to say I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate you for reaching out through Discord or through the game, asking questions. I hope I was able to help at least one person, and that makes everything that I've done this last year and some change worth it. So I hope you guys enjoy this video that I'm about to show you. It is the state versus state between state 2 and state 11 from yesterday, and I will see you guys at the end of the video. Thanks for watching. So getting right into it, the fight started off, I was actually on time for once. Typically, I'm never on time for state versus state. But I knew that fighting state 2, we would face people like Combus, Eric Cartman, and Bam, and Maka. So I was like, all right, let me make sure I'm on time. I was able to secure our capital fairly quickly, and right now we are getting a couple rallies going against it. And this is kind of the testing the waters phase. You see they're going for our towers right now. They're rallying some of our actual players, and then I have a rally on me from Maka. Before this started, I didn't really know who he was, but I did hear that he was very strong. And at the time, I was still kind of seen as like the strongest in the state. As the video goes on, you'll kind of see that that's no longer the case, which is good. And so we were just kind of seeing like, would they be able to knock us out the capital? And if they did, how bad the damage would be to determine whether or not we needed to do solo rallies against them or double rallies against them. So a lot of this is just kind of testing each other. So again, their rally is coming towards me, and we are just kind of waiting for it at this point. Some of our guys started posting reports of some of their players. So Az is one of their players, and we saw that his stats were in the pretty far 700 range, which surprised me because I haven't really been playing Monday through Friday due to just being busy in my daily life. And so I wasn't expecting the stat change to be so significant, even with the new heroes. I just didn't think about it, I guess. So with the new heroes, I guess the top end stats are now in the 800s. And I do have two of the new heroes at a pretty decent level, so I was just assuming that because I have those at a decent level as well, my stats would have went up, and then I wouldn't really worry about pretty much anything like I typically do. I was thinking like, okay, I can take one rally, maybe they have to double rally me out, or maybe it'll be close and we'll just have to keep going back and forth rallying these guys. But as you'll see very soon, that was not the case. Their players, at least their top 4 players, were very strong. So you can see they have a couple rallies marching again towards the towers, and they had about a minute left on the rally that is heading towards the capital. And I'll go ahead and speed it up so you guys can see, or really skip it, so you guys can see the hit on the capital. All right, so when this clip skips, now we're going to go ahead, he's going to attack, and bang, he hits me. He knocks me out the capital, and I'm like, holy shit, how did he do that? Let me check the report. Looking at the report, our stats aren't very different from each other. My hunter lethality is actually higher than his, and he beats me in a couple of different areas, but what the real changer was, he had T11 in his rally, and no one in my state has T11. T11 is very difficult to get. I'm not even sure if anybody in my state is close to getting T11, and they had multiple people who had T11, which really turned the tide of battle. Their stats were, they had 2 guys whose stats were just crazy strong, and they had T11. And then this guy, his stats were equal to me, and he also had T11, which really changed the game. So in this clip here, I'm going in for the attack, and we had to switch our tactics up. So I'm going to smash this guy and kill a bunch of my troops off, but knock out a bunch of his troops as well. And then we have the secondary rally coming in right now, and we knock him out. So that is the strategy we had to go to after we found out we were unable to knock these guys out with solos. And so there's something that I want to talk to you guys about while the video footage is continuing on the screen called ghost rallies. If you don't know what a ghost rally is, I'm going to try to explain it to you, but it's very difficult. Basically is you're setting a rally prior to losing the capital. You're kind of setting a rally on yourself and they're not able to see it. And if they take the building from you, you already have a rally going towards the capital and you smash them like a minute or 2 minutes after they hit the capital and they're unable to recover. And it's a very good tactic. I personally don't know how to do it. There's some folks in my state that knows how to do it, and state 2 didn't know how to do it prior to this event happening, but they saw what we were doing, and about an hour after they kind of studied how we were knocking them out so quickly, they switched their tactics to ghost rallies as well, and they were able to start knocking us out quicker and quicker because we would have to do double rallies to knock them out, but they only needed the solo. So it really helped them out by showing them the tactic of ghost rallying. If you want to know more about ghost rallying, check my Discord. There's some folks in there who probably know how to do it and that can help you out. And I'm sure that the rumors about this is going around the states right now. So I personally can't help you too much because I don't know how to do it. I just know the concept behind it. So that's what we were doing during this event. In this next clip, Combus is their strongest guy by far. Him and Eric Cartman are very strong. They're probably both maxed, I believe, based off of their stats. And we were unable to knock him out with double rallies. So this is a triple rally. I hit him. We have a hit coming from the south that you'll see. And then we actually knock him out with the third hit. So Pyramus was our third hit. So I believe it was myself, Atarax, and then Pyramus came in for that last third hit. And it took all three of them to knock this guy out. That's how strong he was. And we're not weak. We're pretty decent players ourselves, but that guy, and he had T11, it was 3 rallies. I could just imagine. It was crazy. This is a clip of me speed hitting 2 folks who are reinforcing and in the rallies for the capital. This is a tactic I like to use because if I see that you're a plasma level 1, plasma level 2, or even plasma level 3, but you're kind of weak in power, that tells me that you don't have enough troops to protect yourself. Or if I see that you're rocking chief gear that's just blue, I'm gonna blast you. And so I did those 2 guys, and I think I took like 30 million power from one, 45 million from another, and then this guy Dark Phoenix, I saw that he was wearing all blue chief gear. I took my best heroes, buffed him up with infantry, and I speed hit him. And I believe the report's going to show on the screen for this hit, so you'll see exactly how much power I'm taking from this guy. Be aware, if you're plasma level 1 or 2, you are vulnerable. So 27 million power from this hit, and he was 150 million power. Back in the day, that was a lot of power. Nowadays, you will get burned. And in this clip, so take a look at this. So you see our rallies, and you see that there's only one rally that's supposed to be coming at us at this time, right? He gets hit. Pyramus gets knocked out, but look at who is the person that takes the capital. Eric Cartman. You didn't see his rally pop up on the screen when I just showed you the notification box, and that is because he was doing a ghost rally. If you execute this maneuver properly, I think it's a bug. I don't know if it's supposed to be in the game or not, but we are not able to see the rally as it comes. So we think there's one rally coming from the player as, but there's actually a rally coming from Eric Cartman that we're not able to react to because we can't see it. And that's what makes that tactic so difficult to defend against, which is why we used it, is because they don't know what's coming at them. They see the rallies that are set normally, but the ones that are set as a ghost rally, they can't defend against, which really helped us out a lot. And now it's helping them out a lot because they're knocking us out without us even being able to properly set timers to defend against. So now myself and Chief are going to go ahead and double rally this guy and try to knock him out as quickly as possible. We want to limit them to maybe 6 minutes in the capital at a time because it takes 5 minutes to start the rally and about a minute to get there. So they were getting the capital in chunks of 6 minutes, but that was adding up. At first, we were winning because we were using the ghost rallies. they were trying to react to it, but they didn't know what was going on. But after they began using it, they were catching up with 6 minutes here, 6 minutes there, and we were getting like in the Capitol for 2 minutes tops because as soon as we snatched it up, they had another rally hitting us like 2 minutes later, and it was insane. So this is the end of state versus state. We are trying to catch up. If you didn't see the screen just now, the state 2 fighters are 5 hours and 51 minutes with capital holding time. State 11 has 5 hours and about 40 minutes of capital time. So we are 11 minutes behind them, and we are currently holding the capital. Atarax did some tweaking with his heroes. He had some legendary frags he was saving up. He had some hero gear parts he was saving, and some chief gear parts I guess he was saving. And he was able to buff up enough where now Combis and Eric Cartman were having hard times knocking him out with solo hits. And so state 2 had to coordinate double hits, which takes a little bit more time, and they weren't able to ghost rally him out because you can do a double ghost rally, but it takes a little bit more difficulty level. And with them just learning how to do this technique, they weren't able to do that. So they are coordinating double rallies to knock out Atarax, and we're flooding him with troops because if they aren't able to knock him out with a solo rally, which they weren't able to at the time, if we just keep reinforcing him with max every time a rally hits, they will never be able to knock him out, and we can catch up for those last 11 minutes and win the match. In total, it looks like there's about 21 minutes left in the event for the Capitol, so we need 11 minutes out of this 21 minutes. It's not easy. It's not an easy task, especially when it comes to going back and forth, and with it taking 5 minutes to start a rally. It was daunting. Fast forward again, they have rallies coming out the wazoo. Maka's coming. Combis' rally was disbanded, but he set another one, and they are coming for blood. They are trying to win this event. They're just trying to knock us out the Capitol, and if they do that, that's the game. As you can see, I'm right here in chat right now. We can win if Combis' rally doesn't get filled up. If we can just keep everyone else off of Atarax, if we can keep knocking the players who are joining these rallies, we can win this. This is the closest match we've ever had in state versus state. We've never had someone who even had a lead, let alone had a lead large enough to where they could possibly beat us. It was pretty scary. And I'm sending as many reinforcements as I can, trying to make sure that we keep as much infantry as possible inside of the Capitol while still putting like drips of riders and hunters in there. And this is a few minutes later. We're still using Atarax's stats. He's reinforcing the Capitol, and we're using SvS's Generation 4 heroes who have the best skills. And we're just taking rally after rally after rally. And as you just saw, we're low on troops in the Capitol, and I'm trying to speed troops into the Capitol, but I'm running out of biocaps. I like tap myself completely out. All of our guys are tapping themselves completely out, trying to speed troops into the Capitol. And there's only a few minutes left of Capitol Clash. So we are still down by 6 minutes with only 18 minutes left in the game. And we are just praying that we're able to hold on. So this is even a few more minutes later. As you can see, they reset some of their rallies, and they're sending all their top guys. Eric Cartman, Combis, and Maka are all rallying the Capitol. We're just hoping that 5 minutes that it takes them, plus those march times, we're just hoping to, brace. We're hoping to beat Maka, reinforce, beat Eric Cartman, reinforce, and then Combis, who is their top dog. We're just hoping to somehow, some way beat his hit, and then that'll be the game because they won't be able to rally us back with only about 5 minutes left. So that's what this clip is, and it was tense. I mean, there was nothing I could do at this point. I had already reinforced as much as I could. I had tapped myself out with biocaps. As you can see, there's so many blue lines because everyone came online. People who were busy in real life because they had already been playing for hours and hours and had to go do whatever, hop back online, and we're sending troops to the Capitol in hopes to pull out this comeback victory versus a state that is just way stronger than us. And so as you can see here, just all rallies against the Capitol. All rallies against the Capitol, and we're just like, man, how are we gonna survive this, you know? And I'm not gonna lie, I had faith that we were gonna beat Az's rally, Eric Cartman's rally. I had faith we were gonna beat those, but when I saw that Combus that he started to rally, he had always been the one that we were worried about because when we fought State 2 in the first State versus State we had against them, he was the person that gave us problems, and I just knew that he wouldn't let us win without giving like everything that he had. So I'm sure that if he had something in his bag of tricks, he was going to pull it out for his last rally because it was make it or break it. It was going to be either a comeback win for us or a very, very close win for them. And I honestly had no idea which way it was going to go at this point. So 30 seconds until we take them up in time with only minutes left. So we were just about to take them when it came to time, and those rallies were still marching. We still had a lot of time left before they were even going to hit us, so we knew we would get a little bit of wiggle room if they were to knock us out, just hoping that we keep it long enough to where even if they take it from us, they don't have enough time to actually get more time and win it all. You guys know what I'm talking about. You guys play this event. So I went ahead and sped up this last part of the video just because it is getting a little lengthy. They are rallying like crazy. The one that we're most worried about right now is going to be Combus. And we're thinking that he is going to be kind of like their executioner. They're going to send him, and if we can survive his rally, we win the match. That is what we were hoping. But if you see here, Eric Cartman just had another rally 10 seconds after Combus. Their march times are different. However, they were close enough to that made us worry a little bit because it's kind of difficult to get reinforcements into someone within 10 seconds. Again, everybody's pretty much tapped out of biocaps. I dug into my backpack and pulled out pretty much the last little bit of biocaps I had left to try to make this reinforcement work. So I went ahead and slowed it down again because this is just the last few minutes of State versus State. Combus rally is about to hit. He hits, and I'm trying to hurry up and reinforce. We only have 10 seconds left. I feel like I'm taking too long. I'm spamming the march button. If we can get this, that is the game. Like, I run out of biocaps, and then I get the notification that the building is lost, and that hurts. That was rough. One of the guys in our alliance chat is like, hey, don't worry about it. We won. There's no way they can come back. They were at 5 hours and 51 minutes. And we're at 5 hours and then whatever minutes we are, like they don't have enough time to get us back. And I'm like, that's some hopeful thinking, man. But I think they might just squeeze it out. My math isn't always the greatest, but I'm pretty sure I knew I was right with this. So at this point, it's just a waiting game. There wasn't enough time for us to set another rally to knock him out. There just wasn't enough time in the event. And this is pretty much the last few minutes of the event where I looked at the timer and just counted down to see if we were going to be able to squeeze out a win or if we were just going to take the loss. The actual timer itself wasn't uberly accurate because it didn't pop up when they overtook us for time, but they actually beat us by 40 seconds. We lost our very first State versus State against deserving opponents, don't get me wrong, but we lost by 40 seconds, and that is actually, I think, more crushing than just getting whooped because you work so hard and you have so much hope until the very end, and then to lose with just that much time is rough. Again, State 2, you guys deserve it, 100%. Well-fought win. But, man, 40 seconds, it just makes you think, like, what could I have done differently? Maybe if I was quicker doing this, or if I would have hit this person or upgraded that before the event started, I would have gotten the win. But at the end of the day, State 11 got his very first loss in State versus State. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. And, again, thanks for watching. This was the celebration of reaching 500 days in State of Survival and showing you the epic State versus State between State 2 and State 11. Losing by 40 seconds, it was heartbreaking, it was crushing, but again, it was all about having fun, and I did. And really quick, I would like to give a shout out to Pyramus, Atarax, Chief, Mario, Flash, Darth, Lady Twilight, Decipher, Nimki, everybody who's been with me since the beginning. If I didn't say your name, sorry, but yeah, it's bittersweet. I won't say that this is the end. I'll still try to make some content for City Survival, but I will say that I will probably be focusing my efforts in other projects and stuff in the future. I believe 500 days is a really good capping point, and then losing state versus state for the first time is like the icing on the cake, you know? I do know that state mergers are coming soon, hopefully. And I just, with all the updates and whatnot, with me playing for so long, it's becoming very difficult to keep up. And so, yeah, I think it's probably the best time for me to kind of pull back a little bit, focus on some other things, and still hopefully bring you guys some good content in the future. And I just want to say I appreciate you. And thanks for watching again. I really do appreciate it. Like, subscribe. Hopefully you like my content in the future. Until next time, guys. This has been another episode of State of Survival with Sticky Fang Gaming.